Episode 5 of Assassination Classroom, all about Isogai. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. So, it was pretty cool to actually see Class A back again, and I loved it. I loved seeing Class A, and we saw a bit of foreign people as well, so it was pretty cool. All in all, it was a pretty fun episode, and I was actually quite surprised because I thought this episode was going to go to the original formula of how Assassination Classroom works out. Like, for the first half of the episode, it goes on about one thing, and then for the second half it goes on about something else. Whereas with this episode it's stuck on one, and it focused on one character, and that man's name is Isogai. And he's one of those students, pretty much, he's obviously not from a wealthy background, he's quite poor, and he has a job, but that's obviously not allowed in that kind of Japanese society and all that kind of stuff. So the first time he got caught having a job, that's why he got moved to E-class. Now the second time Asano kind of clocks on that he's got another job, and then they're like, hang on, I can expel you, but like he bribes Asano bribes E-class to come in and try and not fight them, compete with them against the pole. What's it called again? The pole tapping game? No, the pole taking game. Either way, I felt this episode went quite rushed. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like they tried to squeeze everything all upon the focus on that character all within one episode, and I believe in the manga, I believe it went for quite a couple. I believe it went into more depth on Isogai's character, and on how Asano got the foreigners coming in, and just kind of like Asano's resolve of why he wanted to do that. So I kind of feel like this episode, maybe I'm wrong because it's been some time since I've caught up to the manga of Assassination Classroom. So I'm basing this off of my memory pretty much when I was reading the manga, but I do remember it going into more depth when we were on around this kind of part when we were focusing on this guy's character. But either way, I still did enjoy the episode. It was still a fun episode, and I liked how, what's his name? Damn it. Itona comes in like a boss, running through, and he jumps on the guy, and then he just like summons himself over and just like, yo, Itona is a beast. And he kicks the pole, and then when he lands, he just grabs it and then brings it down. And just like, the thing is, Itona, he just looks so casual about it. He just was like, yep, I'm gonna do it. And he just runs straight through, and I'm just like, yo, that's awesome. So I like to see that happen. I liked seeing that happen, and that was awesome to see. And I'm wondering what's gonna happen next episode as well, because it didn't have much focus on the assassination, and that's what I'm like. I've realised this about season 2 so far. The past couple of episodes, we've kind of been focusing more on the characters, because season 1 is like, oh, let's assassinate him, let's assassinate Korosensei, and that was pretty fun. It was like a thrill, and it was kind of like a whiz kind of thing. But with this season that I'm seeing, we're kind of focusing more on the actual E-class, and that's what I'm liking about. We're focusing more on the actual characters, and that's awesome to see. Like every episode we're seeing a different character, we're seeing how they view E-class, how E-class has changed them. So all in all, I'm hyped, and I'm wondering what's going to happen next episode, because we see the principal, and the principal is just like, the principal, we find out a bit of his origin. Pretty much all we know is that, and I swear this went into more depth in the manga, because I remember him saying in the manga, saying how like, he has anything he sees, he can take it, like he can learn from that. By sight, he learns anything. I believe the principal said something like that, I can't remember. But either way, he's at karate, and he just gets wrecked pretty much. Like the next day, he was just like, he was obviously he was mortified, and pretty much he just stood still and he just watched everything. And the next day after that, he was an expert. He took out the black belt sensor without him even landing a blow on him. That's just beast. But it also shows you like it shows you the principal's morals and his views as well, because he could have taken that and learned from his loss in a different way. In a way that he did, he learned from it, and he kind of monopolized on his strength and conquered others. He could have used it differently. He could have learned from his strength and defeated him in a much easier way, instead of being proud of the fact of what he'd done. And then now the foreigners, he's just like, alright, all 4 of you, come on me, please, take me on, please. And then all the 4, they're just brutal, they're demolished, and he's just like, nah, this is what you should learn to Asano, and Asano's just like, you monster. So, yeah, we obviously do know that Asano does have a complicated childhood, so that will probably go into some depth in the future episodes, I'm guessing. Obviously, Isogai was just like, Isogai said that, yeah, he hasn't been through any lesser struggles than I have. So Isogai kind of realizes Asano's character, realizes his life and his backstory. So I'm kind of interested to see more of Asano's character. I'm kind of interested to see more of what he will do against E-Class, because he lost. A-Class lost, and again, it kind of felt like a little bit rushed, like everything all in one episode. I'm not really disappointed in it. I just kind of acknowledge that. I'm just like, oh, okay then. But maybe that's just the whole base of Assassination Classroom. So either way, tell me your thoughts, comment below. This is Shimi, I'm Sam, and I'll see you next week for Assassination Classroom episode 6. Goodbye.